Well, I
Yeah,
can start.
sure. Go right ahead. Thank you. And one thing I'm just going to mention, when we're not talking, go ahead and turn your mic off, just to eliminate background noise, because I'm a little hard of hearing, so it helps me to hear the person speaking very well. So go right ahead.
Okay, well, what can I say is I think it's a part from a room. It's below the stairs. The wall is painted, not painted. It's a kind of decoration. It takes it takes the shape of bricks. Actually, I don't like this type of decoration, but anyway. And there is a kind of library, not library, I mean shelves with books and a sofa and a chair. Uh, and I have some comments, but I don't know if I can say it now or later.
Yes, yes, you can. Go right ahead.
This is just the description, but from as an engineer, that's how we think. It's the type they put the sofa. It will not be easy for you to take the books from behind. So there should be some way for you to go in, but they forget that, I think.
That's a nice observation.
Yeah,
That's nice.
it's an engineering observation.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add?
I like the way of light, the lighting, and I think the painting it makes me nervous a bit. I like the one color painting or whatever decoration, but not the shape of the bricks. I don't like it.
I see. Okay. So you're saying that you would prefer that wall to be a solid color. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Just
Yes.
okay. I see. Okay. Now, do you have anything else? Because I don't want to start talking until I know you're done.
No, no, I'm done now.
You're done.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
No, thank you. That was great. I like that you interjected some personal opinions and thoughts on that. So thank you for that. I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. Um, you mentioned that this is a part of a room, and give me one second. I've got stuff blocking my screen here. Um, there are a couple of names. This is underneath a stair, and it's common in a lot of houses here when there's a staircase like that to try to utilize the space in some way. A lot of times they just make a closet. Someone else here obviously has had a little bit more creativity in designing an alcove. Let me put some of these words up. And I'm going to just share here. Some people would call this an alcove. It's also, some people call it a spandrel, which can also be spelled this way. By the way, does everybody have the chat box up? Because I'm posting these these words in the chat box. If you don't know how to get the chat box, take your cursor, move it to the top left corner of the screen. You'll see some icons pop up. Click on the blue box at the very top, and that will bring up the chat box on the right. Excuse me, let me get a drink here. And that way you can see these words that I'm putting up in here. If you're on a mobile device, unfortunately that doesn't work. But if you're on your PC, you should be able to see this. So anyway, that was nice. I like you. You mentioned the wall decoration, wall covering, in your opinion. The word library was actually a good word for that. You changed it to shelves with books, which clarifies what you were talking about. But the library was good. This would be like a home library. You know, it's not obviously not like a community library, but library was a good word for it. The sofa and chair, we might also call it an armchair. And sometimes you'll even hear the word upholstered. chair or upholstered sofa. That just means it's covered with padding and then fabric. Again, I like the fact that you mentioned it's not easy to get the books. I think they were just trying to provide a place to sit and read, and they were using what space they had. But the other thing that you mentioned was not liking the varied colors that you prefer, and I'm going to give you this word, monochrome or monochromatic would be, monochrome would be more the noun, and monochromatic would be the adjective. So you prefer a monochromatic scheme. So then that simply means mono meaning single or one, and the chrome referring to the color. So a monochromatic room would be a room that is all one color. So that's just a little something there. So thank you very much for what you added to this picture. And does somebody else want to go? And before we do, I want to say hello to, I think, Manish Prasad. I'm not sure how to say your name, so forgive me. You'll have to correct me and tell me how to say your name. So if somebody else wants to, and Sue, hi Sue. It's wonderful to have you. Everybody, this is Sue, and she's a very good friend of mine. She's been with the site longer than I have, and she's a wonderful person, and she's very regular here in these sessions. So it's nice to see you again, Sue. For those of you that are new, I took some time off, and I'm just getting back to the site. So it's nice to see old friends. Sue, we're just describing the picture. So if you want to take a turn, or if somebody else wants to jump in, let me know.
Hello, Cindy. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. You want to take a turn?
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love the picture so much. I love those two armchairs. Maybe they are armchairs, and the sofa. It's a small sofa. I love the cushions so much. Their color. Uh, I love this room so much because it's designed well. It's so beautiful. I think it's very comfortable, and it's nice to relax here. It looks uh, very calm and comfortable. I loved it so much. The walls, and I can see a lot of books, so it's nice to sit down here and read a book. The color of this chair and sofas is gray, and the two cushions with orange cushions. I really love the colors. It's
Did I lose you, Sue? Did you break up? Sometimes we have some internet trouble. We'll wait a minute here and see if she's still there. Sue, are you there? Okay, while Sue is trying to get her connection back, if somebody else wants to take a turn at this, please give it a try and let me know. You can either put your name in the chat box. Usually when we have a full session, that's the easiest way to do it. That way I can call on someone. If you don't want to go, if you could let me know. And that way we don't waste time waiting. Otherwise, we'll end the session if no one's participating. So we'll wait and see if she's going to join us again. But does somebody else want to take a try? Vladimir? Oh, Sue, did you make it?
Well, I can try, but I think that all descriptions were comprehensive. So the only thing I can add is that there is a sort of radiator on the right side of the picture. So probably the place will be extremely cozy on those long and cold winter nights. And also, well, books in that library probably not the technical one, because usually technical books are much, well, I'm sorry for the word.
It's okay.
Oh, much thicker than they are. Well, probably that's all. Because as I said, all descriptions were comprehensive.
Okay. Real quick, Sue, I heard most of you, and Vladimir, don't worry, I'm going to come back to you here in a second. We lost you when you were talking about the colors of the sofa and the cushions. Do you want to take your mic off mute and continue on? Or just comment on what we already have? Okay. Sue, your mic is still on mute. And I know Sue also has other things going on in the background when she's got business and things. So, Sue, you just let me know when you're ready, okay? And we'll attend to, because I want to make sure that you can hear me. So just let me know. Okay, so Vladimir, first, I appreciate that you mentioned that these things are all covered, but you're welcome to say things again, because everybody will say things in a different way. Everybody has a slightly different perspective, and I really enjoy these sessions because I get to see things through your eyes, and sometimes it's colored by cultural differences, other times it's just individual things that you notice, and I really enjoy listening to everybody when they talk on the photographs in these sessions, because I get so much more out of the photograph and just from things that everybody says. It's just awesome. So don't be afraid to restate something. But it was nice that you noticed the radiator back there, and I like the way that you mentioned it, that it would be extremely cozy. That's a nice word for that. Cozy has a strong feel with it when we say it in English. It can be used in different ways, but it always has this feel of just being comforting, and just a nice place to be, something close. It kind of reminds you of wrapping up in a warm blanket, you know, being with people that you love. There's different things that it can apply to, but it's just a nice feeling whenever you hear that word. So that was a nice word for this right here, especially when you talked about it's going to be warm there on the long winter nights. That's exactly how we would say that. And you also noticed that the books are not, yes, tell me if this is the right word, cozy is the word that he used. And he talked about the radiator there in the corner behind the armchair. Anyway, and then you mentioned that these are not technical books. Another term we can use, and technical books is perfectly fine. We would use that, but we would also mention maybe some research books. And yes, I kind of was thinking along the same lines as you, that these are probably more pleasure reading. So that was very nice. So thank you for that, and thank you for adding to that. And we have another person here, which Deepanshu. I'm not sure how to say your name, so when we come to you, you're going to have to correct me and tell me how to say your name. I get to learn so many new names on here, but I never know how to pronounce them. Hi, can you turn your video off, please? It'll make the session run smoother. Go ahead and turn your video off. Let's see if I can help out here. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, to the new person that just joined us, can you turn your video off? Okay. Thank you. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and have you mute your mic if you're not speaking, just so that the background noise doesn't interfere. So let's see, where was I? For the new people that just joined, we just use whatever vocabulary you want to use to describe the picture, and then we give a little feedback. So Sue, you're back with us, and did you want to? Can you take your mic off? I want to see if you're still with us completely, or there you go. Okay, were you done? Do you want to go ahead and continue with what you were saying? Sue, I'm not hearing anything. Okay, Sue, I still don't hear anything. I think we're still having some problems. Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what, I'll go ahead and if you can. No, that's okay, Sue. No worries. I'm guessing you can hear me. Is that correct, Sue? If you are, I'm going to go ahead and just mention what you just comment on what you said. Okay, good. Okay, so you mentioned the armchair. I think I remember talking about that in a previous session, so it was nice that you remembered. You talked about the cushions, and that's the word we would use for the cushions on the couch or the sofa and the chair. For the colored ones, the orange ones, we would say pillows, but they're also cushions, so either one is fine. I like that you talked about how you would feel about it. That makes you. It's a nice place to relax. It makes you feel calm. You started to say something about the walls, but I didn't. You didn't continue with that, so I'd like to hear more on that. And then, of course, you talked about the gray and the orange and that sort. And I'm sorry you weren't able to finish what you were saying. Sue's always real good about giving us some nice opinions. And oh, good. Very homey, huh? Okay, so Dylan, would you? Yeah, she has tried to unmute herself. That's when I couldn't hear her, so she's just having some internet trouble. It's okay. Dylan, did you want to give this a try?
Thank you, Cindy. I don't know what to say, but these things maybe they already told about.
That's okay.
I love these sofas, and it looks very soft and warm, and the light is very shines very warm. And I like reading, so the books looks attractive to me. And I don't know what else to say, but I would like to have a place like this in my house. And
no, go ahead.
It's very popular in China. Now use this kind of red bricks as a in inward the new design. I think that's all. Thank you.
No, thank you. Okay, I like the things that you said about the sofa and the lighting. You had two good ways of using the word warm. First, you talked about the sofas being soft and warm, and we do talk about that when we talk about an upholstered sofa, something that's covered with fabric, because like a one that's vinyl or something, sometimes even leather can be a little bit colder. So that was a good use of that. But then you also talked about the light that's shining in that corner has a warm light. And again, because of the tone and the fact that it's covered with a piece of fabric a little bit, it gives it kind of a warm light. So again, both of those terms would give that feel of being cozy and a comfortable, secure place that you can sit and enjoy a relaxing time, reading or doing something. So it was nice that you used that for both of those because that's how we would say it as well. Warm lighting. Excuse me. Just to kind of convey that feel of this corner. I'm going to mention just a few things and their pronunciation, just to kind of help out. You mentioned the word reading, and you can think of it this way. The word is, I'm going to print it here, and hopefully you've got the box up. So we have reading, but the way we pronounce it kind of looks more like this, like a double E sound. So reading. Then we have the word house. That OU is an ow sound, so house. Place. I think it came out, trying to think of how you said it. It's a different way, but anyway, we would say place. The A has a long A sound, so place. Red. And I'm going to mention from people from your area, a lot of times the consonants at the end of a word don't come through when you speak. So to be more understandable and to improve your English speaking, really concentrate on making sure to pronounce all the vowels. One thing that I've noticed from people from your area is the consonants at the end of a word and also double consonants. For instance, the word cloud. All of those get pronounced, and it comes out oftentimes sounding like the word cow to our ears. So work on the end consonants and double consonants, and that's going to really improve your speaking skills. So like the word red, get that D in there, and it's going to be a lot easier to understand. So you did a great job, and I appreciate the way you brought those words in together and used them in different ways, and the colors and things. So that was good. Thank you. Okay, now, excuse me. We have Manish. If you can take your mic off mute, I don't know how to say your name. So if you could help me with that.
Manish.
Say it one more time.
Manish.
Manish?
Yeah.
Okay. And hello, Mohammed. Give me a minute. Manish, did you want to take a turn and describe this picture?
Yeah. Can you hear me clearly?
I can. Go right ahead.
Okay. So for me, the picture means creating a beautiful ambient environment for the reading, and even we can go for the means with a slightly melodious music, and uh, some books are there on the shelf that I think I don't know what book are these, but that's good. I hope these books are good. Means and the walls are means unplastered, which creates a good environment over there. and chairs are also good.
What did you say is also good?
Chairs means
Oh, the stairs.
sofa,
Okay.
sofa.
Okay.
Yeah. For now, that's all from my side.
Okay.
Let me take a look.
Can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from India.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. It was good, and you mentioned it. It's a beautiful place. It has, excuse me one second, and that it has an ambient environment. So that was some nice descriptive words for the feel of the place. One thing I'm going to mention is you mentioned a slightly melodious music would be nice to play there. I mentioned all that. The word melodious was said really fast. I think if you just slow it down, it'll come out very clearly. Because I'm used to talking to someone from your area, um, and doing these sessions, I understood what you were saying, but a native speaker probably would not have caught that word at all. But I think if you just slow down a little bit, you're going to do just fine. One thing that I've mentioned before, in fact, we just posted it on the blog, the number one thing that helps improve your English speaking skills is to slow down. And sometimes the sentences get slowed when you're speaking, when you're practicing slowing down. But then you get these words that have 3 syllables or more, and people tend to go really fast through that. So just slowing it down, and you're going to be perfectly understandable, no problem. You talked about the books and the walls. You noticed that they're not plastered. So that was a good word to put in there. And talking about the sofa and everything. So it was nicely done, and thank you for adding those words and the vocabulary for the ambient feel of this corner. So thank you very much for doing that. Mohammed, did you want to try? Mohammed? Okay. Okay. Maybe he's away from the computer. Okay. Well, that's okay. No problem. Actually, I think everybody's had a chance to do this, so I'm going to probably wrap it up right now. But everybody can stay on and listen. What I'm going to do is we'll take some of these vocabulary words that you guys have added to the session, and we'll post this picture on the blog and add some of those words down at the bottom. So if you want to remember what they are and how they're spelled, they'll be on the blog. Just give me a little while to get that done. And yes, it is nice to see everyone. And I want to thank everyone for joining me today and working with me. And hello, we have one new person here. It's nice to see you, but we are closing the session. We started at 10:30, didn't we? I was thinking we started at 10. So somebody needs to tell me how to say his name. Sumanta? Samantha, can you take your mic off mute and introduce yourself? Okay. Well, if he's your mic is on mute, so if you're talking, I need you to take it off. But I wanted to thank everyone for being here, and I will be back next week. We'll do this again. I'm also just informally chatting with people during the week. You can see my calendar on the practice page. And so you'll see that. We're going to be changing the calendars just to show everybody who's on. That way you don't have to click on different calendars. But for now, you'll see that. And there's also some other volunteers who will be getting on to speak. I think some of you have met some of our new volunteers. So it's nice to have other people here joining us. But thank you very much for adding your thoughts and contributing to the session. It's always nice to hear. and be able to speak with everyone. If you have any suggestions for photographs or anything that you want to see done or addressed in the sessions, just give me a message, and I will give you my information to contact me here on Speak Alley. Give me 1 second. I got to grab it.